Vishy, no class tomorrow. No test tomorrow. Okay. So yesterday we have done the reaction of metals with water. Non-metals do not react with water. Because here also actually displacement reaction has taken place. Here iron has given electrons which is gained by hydrogen and it is converted into hydrogen gas, and iron after losing electron it becomes positively charged, so which combines with this oxygen and forms these oxides, and the hydrogen gas is separated. So here hydrogen is able to give electrons to the iron is able to give electrons to the hydrogen. So therefore hydrogen is getting separated. In case of non-metals, non-metals cannot lose electrons. So there is no electrons to be given by non-metals to remove hydrogen. So hydrogen cannot be removed. So that is the reason why non-metals cannot react with water. Clear? Videos are off. Why? Remaining two reactions you already have learned. That is a third reaction with acid. So reaction with acid is metal reacts with acid, produce metal salt, and hydrogen gas is again given out. Okay. So here any metal when combines with acid, it gives out the metal salt and the hydrogen gas. This is you have studied in the acid base chapter, you already have learned this. So metal, any metal you can take it, sodium when combines with hydrochloric acid produce NaCl and the hydrogen gas is given out. So 2Na plus 2HCl gives out 2NaCl plus H2. Calcium combines with dilute sulfuric acid and form calcium sulfate plus hydrogen gas. Magnesium combines with sulfuric acid, reduce magnesium sulfate, and the hydrogen gas is given out. Zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid. It produces zinc chloride plus hydrogen gas. Okay, so these are the reactions having, and all these reactions with dilute acid. Concentrated acid reactions are different from these. Okay. Now here one more question is there. Hydrogen gas is not produced when metal react with nitric acid. Reason I have explained in acid base chapter.
Because it's a strong oxidizing agent.
As nitric acid is strong oxidizing agent. It oxidizes released hydrogen to form water. But few metals can produce hydrogen gas. Which of those? But few metals can give out hydrogen gas. What are those metals?
Is it manganese or something? Manganese.
Magnesium and manganese. But magnesium and manganese, when react with Very dilute nitric acid. Very dilute nitric acid. It gives hydrogen gas. This is an important question for give reason.
Ma'am,
Yes,
can you go up for 1 second?
this much or above?
Ma'am, I just want to see the equations for 1 second.
Okay.
Yes, I'm done.
Completed?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
in the inbox in the app, it says the test of polynomials is only 15 minutes. Is that true?
It's not 15 minutes. You can log in 15 minutes. So whoever can log in that 15 minutes, that is only. After that, they cannot log in. The time duration is 45 minutes.
Ma'am, today's test is from the website.
Yeah.
Okay.
Completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Non-metals again cannot lose electrons to hydrogen, so therefore non-metals again do not react with acid. As non-metals cannot displace hydrogen. Reaction with other metal compounds. So that is a displacement reaction. That is we have learned in first chapter. Metal 1 combines with metal 2 compound. If metal 1 is more reactive than metal 2, metal 1's reactivity is greater than metal 2's reactivity, then what will happen?
Displaces metal 2.
Metal 1 will displace metal 2, so it will form metal 1 compound plus metal 2. Metal 2 is displaced out. Example, the well-known example. But here metal 2 should be in aqueous state. Iron is in the solid state. When combines with copper sulfate in aqueous state, it will displace copper and form iron sulfate, which is again in aqueous state, plus copper, which is in solid state. As well as this reaction is exothermic reaction, so heat is also produced. Color changes from blue to green. Zinc in solid state combines with iron sulfate in the aqueous state. Always these compounds should be in aqueous state. So zinc forms zinc sulfate, aqueous state, plus iron will be left behind in the solid state. Copper combines with silver nitrate. It forms copper nitrate plus silver. This is in the aqueous state, this is in the solid state. Okay, so these are the reactions. The third and fourth reaction already you have learned in first and second chapter. So these are all chemical reactions of metals.
Ma'am,
Yes,
when examples are asked in exam, should we balance it compulsorily?
yes, you have to balance it.
Ma'am, all displacement reactions are exothermic, right?
All displacement reactions are exothermic, yes. Completed? Done. Are you done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is all about the chemical reactions. Okay. Now, the next part of the chapter. This is the first part of the chapter, physical and chemical reactions of metals and non-metals. Now, next we have to learn is ionic bonds, ionic compounds. What are chemical bonds? Chemical bonds, that is the binding between atoms which combines to form molecules. So to matters, you know that it is made up of different atoms combined together. Maybe all of them are similar type of atoms, or maybe the different types of atoms. And whenever the molecule is formed, two or more atoms combine together. So they are combining together by different means. So the way they atoms or ions get binded together, that is due to the force of attraction between them, they get attached together. So this binding between them, between the atoms or ions, is called as chemical bond. These bindings can be of different types. This binding can be of different types. So types is chemical bond. In that binding is different types. That bonds are of different types. That is one type. That is a basic types of bonds you have to learn. That is ionic bond and covalent bond. So one of the type ionic bond, or also it is called as electrovalent bond. Ionic bond or electrovalent bond, and the second one is covalent bond. So to form ionic bond. So what is ionic bond? Ionic bond is the bond between different ions. When two or more ions combine together, means they attach together with a very strong force of attraction. So that binding is called as ionic bond. Two or more ions combine together. Now how the ions are formed? When two or more atoms lose or gain electron. Atoms to take part in any chemical reactions. Some atoms has the property of losing electrons, and some atoms has the property of gaining electrons to complete their octet. Now here what happens? Some of the atom which is losing electron. Now sodium, for example, if you take a sodium has one extra electron. Now it has to lose one electron to complete its octet. So after losing one electron, it can take part in any chemical reaction. After losing electron only, it can take part in chemical reaction. Now, sodium has to lose electron to complete its octet, but someone should be there, the acceptor. So it is not thrown anywhere. That electron will not go anywhere. Someone acceptor should be there. Then only sodium is tried to lose electron. So sodium can lose electron only when there is any other atom in its vicinity which can gain that electron. So suppose example chlorine is present nearby. Suppose then chlorine is present. So chlorine needs one electron. Sodium has one extra electron. So what will happen? Sodium will lose one electron and chlorine will gain the same electron. Whatever the electron lost by sodium will be gained by chlorine. So when sodium loses electron, what will happen? What it will get converted into? When sodium loses electron, what will happen? It will remain atom. Yes. What will happen to the sodium? When sodium loses one electron, what will happen to the sodium? Will it remain same as a sodium atom?
One cation.
So it will form ion. Number of electrons has been less now. Number of protons are 11. Now number of electrons after losing one electron will become 10. So total charge on the atom is, now is that the atom neutral?
No, ma'am.
No. So it carries charge. Which one? Positive or negative charge?
Positive.
So it carries a positive charge. That means it will get converted into positively charged ion. That is cation it will form. Okay. Now the electron which is lost by sodium will be gained by chlorine. Chlorine basic atomic number of chlorine is atomic
17.
number of chlorine is
17.
17, ma'am.
17. So that means it has 17 protons and 17 electrons in the beginning. Now after gaining one electron, how many electrons it has?
18.
18 electrons. How many protons it has?
17.
17. So total charge on the atom?
Negative.
Negative.
How much negative?
1.
1.
Minus 1. So that means chlorine gets converted into negatively charged ion. That is negative charge. Now sodium and chlorine. What happens in between sodium and chlorine? Sodium has lost electron, become positively charged. Chlorine has gained the same electron and become negatively charged. So now both the opposite charges. What is the property of a charge for opposite charges? Characteristics of charges. Oppositely charged particles
Attract each other.
attract each other. So the attraction is created between these cations and anions because these are oppositely charged. So they get combined with a strong force of attraction called as electrostatic force of attraction, and the different ions combine together. So they get attached together. And this way, whatever the bonding is formed between these two positively charged and negatively charged ions is called ionic bond. And this type of molecules, if keep on forming, it's not only one atom. There are millions atoms, million of sodium and chlorine combined together, and the binding is there. The bond is formed between them. That is ionic bond. Such way, if any compound is formed, that compound is called as ionic compound. Clear? So the type of chemical bond in which complete transfer of electrons takes place Ionic bond definition is the type of bond in which complete transfer of electrons takes place. And due to complete transfer of electrons, one atom will convert it into cation, another one will become anion, and oppositely charged particles attract each other. So that force of attraction creates a bond called as ionic bond.
Ma'am, can you repeat the definition?
Yes, I'm writing. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
And what do you mean by now covalent bond? Ionic bond where the complete transfer of electrons takes place. In covalent bond, there is a sharing of electrons takes place to complete its octet. The atoms, two atoms share electrons. Two or more atoms share electrons among themselves. So by sharing of electrons, now here in case of ionic bond, what happened? Electron is completely given. Now if sodium is giving complete electron to the chlorine, now it don't have any right on that electron. So now sodium already completely lost that electron. It don't have right on that electron. and the chlorine has gained that electron. So sodium is different and chlorine is different with the different number of electrons. But in case of sharing of electrons, two atoms are sharing the same electron. So that electron belongs to both the atoms. So just like, suppose you now, for example, when you came to class 9, class 10, what you have done with the class 9 books? You have completed successfully class 9 book, class 9. So what you have done with the class 9? You have given it to someone. Now after giving it, do you have any right on that book, those books?
No.
No, you have completely given it. Now you are not going to ask that is give me my books again. You are not doing that one. Okay, because already you have given. Now it is complete right on those books is that student who has taken those 9 books. So this is the case of ionic bonding. And now if there are 2 siblings in a one single house and both of them are in class 10, the parents are not going to take the different books for both of them. Same book will not be taken, two copies will not be taken. So what in that case they are doing? One single book is purchased. If the 2 siblings in the same house, one single book is purchased, and what they will do?
Sure.
They will share. So
Share
after
the
sharing,
books.
is there any one person is the owner of that book?
No.
Both of them are the owner of that book. So this case is the covalent bonding. So electron is shared, the equal number of electrons are shared by both of them. So 2 atoms, we will learn in class fourth chapter again. That time in detail I will explain you with examples. Only right now you remember that is covalent bond when the 2 atoms share equal number of electrons. If one atom is sharing 1 electron, the second also has to share 1 electron. So this way 2 electrons are formed. So those 2 electrons revolve around both the atoms. And to make this possible, 2 atoms comes closer and get attached with some force of attraction. So due to that, the bonding is formed between those atoms are called as, that type of a bonding is called as covalent bonding. Clear? So one electron is sharing one. Suppose the 2 friends are there, they are living nearby. Now they share single book between them. To share that book, they have to stay closer. If one is in one city and the another one is another city, is it possible to share the book? No. So they have to be closer. Then only they can share the book. So in the case of the atoms also same thing happened. When 2 atoms are sharing electrons among themselves, so those 2 atoms should stay closer. Then only those 2 shared electrons will revolve around both the atoms. This is one atom, this is another atom. So when they share electrons, so those electrons should revolve around this atom also and this atom also. To make this possible, they have to stick together. They have to be close together. So due to that, whatever the force of attraction is created between them is called as covalent bond. And the compound called as covalent compound. So mostly the non-metals, 2 or more non-metals combine together by covalent bonding. And ionic bond is the formation of ions. So that is done by metal and a non-metal. So only metal and a non-metal when combined together, they form ionic bond. Because metals have the property of losing electrons and the non-metal has a property of gaining electrons. So metal will form electropositive atom, which is electropositive, and the non-metals are electronegative. So the force of attraction between them is formed due to complete transfer of electrons. Okay. So this way, the metal ionic bond is formed between a metal and a non-metal. It's clear? And covalent bond is formed only between 2 non-metals. Covalent bond, metals cannot form covalent bonds. Because after sharing electrons also they cannot complete their octets. Therefore, metals only form ionic bond. They cannot form any other type of bonds. Is that clear? And non-metals, two or more non-metals can combine. Two or more metals cannot combine. Metal always combine with non-metal. So by transfer of electrons. So this way the ionic bonds are formed. So therefore metal has a property of forming only ionic compounds. Ionic bonds, ionic compounds only formed by metals. But non-metals, two or more non-metals can combine because they have 5, 6 or 7 electrons in their last shell. So easily by sharing 1, 2 or 3 electrons among themselves, they can complete their octet. So this way they can form compounds which we call as covalent compounds. Clear? So formation of ionic compounds we have to learn in this chapter, and formation of covalent compounds we will learn in the next chapter, 4th chapter. Clear? So we will start with the ionic compounds. So write the definition of covalent compounds only. In detail, covalent compounds in the 4th chapter. Carbon compounds we will see. So covalent compounds, type of compounds. Sorry, not covalent, type of compounds, as type of bond formed between atoms, between two or more atoms by sharing of electrons between them.
Ma'am,
Yes?
ma'am, can we use the test link on PC, ma'am?
Yeah, you can.
Ma'am, Nishant wanted the link, I guess, ma'am. He wanted to use it in PC, I guess.
Yeah, you can. This link are sent no last class. So that is second link. Second link you can connect on this one, PC.
But when I use it in laptop, it is coming. You have to use it in mobile or something.
No, that link. There are two links. I have sent a message that has two links. Rishi, you don't have test. Maths test is there.
Ma'am, can we log in now?
Not now. Wait. I'll give you
Okay.
time because today we have started science very late.
Okay, ma'am. But then you told the time is only
No,
till
I have
8:50.
changed. I have changed. I have changed.
Okay.
I have changed that.
Okay.
Okay. Now formation, one of the compound formation, you have to learn it. Electron dot structure of ionic bond formation, you need to know. Ananya, your video is not on. Even Anisha. So ionic compound formation of magnesium oxide, sodium chloride we will see first. Sodium chloride. So first sodium, atomic number 11. So electronic configuration is 281. It loses one electron to complete octet. So sodium, instead of writing minus sign, we will write this as Na plus 1 electron. So sodium, instead of writing minus 1, because in reactions we don't use the word minus, we always use the word positive. So therefore sodium, we will write this as Na plus, along with the sodium will form ion and 1 electron it will release. Okay, and sodium forms cation. Sodium forms positively charged ion. That is cation. This is about the sodium. Now what happens to the chlorine now? Chlorine, atomic number 17, 287.
It gains one electron.
Gains 1 electron to complete octet. So it is chlorine plus 1 electron form chlorine ion, which is negatively charged.
Negatively charged.
Negatively charged chlorine is formed. Ion, that is anion, is formed. Now these two, due to opposite charges, they attract each other. So due to opposite charges, both particles attract each other, or both ions attract each other and bind it with very strong force of attraction. Very strong force of attraction called electrostatic force of attraction. Called as electrostatic force of attraction. Okay. Now how to represent this? I will give you time, wait for it. First learn here, this is compulsory 3-mark question, always asked on this part. Now extraction they have removed, that means a short question will be there, 1 question on this part. Now sodium, see the electron dot structure. Only outer shell we have to show. Sodium has 1 electron in the last shell before losing. It has 1 electron in the last shell. When it combines with chlorine, chlorine has 7 electrons in the last shell. 2, sideways 2, 6, and this is 7. It's clear how I have drawn? 7 electrons it has in the last shell. 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, 2 right side, and it should be 2 left side. Out of that it has 7, so only 1 electron is shown here. It's clear? Dot and crosses only you have to show, no any other symbol you can use.
Mom, why is a
Cross also
cross?
Showing electron. It's given by scientists to represent this. Only dots and cross, these are the only symbols used to show electrons. Now when these two
it means
combine,
the same thing, right?
what?
So the cross and dot actually mean it's the same. It's electrons.
Electrons only. Only we are showing that is cross, it's from the one atom, and the dot from second atom.
Okay.
So by
So even if we like interchange each other, like if you put
that's fine,
Na,
that's fine. If you
fine,
show
right?
here dot and here cross, doesn't matter.
Okay.
So this sodium will lose, and that is gained by chlorine. So it will come in this position. So this electron will come in this position. So this way, sodium loses electron. Now no electrons in the left in that last shell. So no electron you are showing, but it will carry now positive charge. And the chlorine, due to addition of that 1 extra electron, This is one original ones, and this is extra, which came from the sodium. It will become negatively charged. Clear? Now both of them combine together and it will form NaCl compound. So actually NaCl is in the form of ions only. Constituent particles are ion, but we represent this as without ions. So this is only the representation. Inside the substance, inside common salt, we will see all the ionic compounds has been binded together with very strong force of attraction. Those are not atoms. In the table salt, common salt, the ions are present, which have been attached together with a very strong force of attraction. They are not atoms. Clear? Structure clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Then draw.
Ma'am,
Yes?
ma'am, we can draw this in pen only, no?
Yeah, pen on the journal. In exam with pencil. So write down.
Ma'am, that number of extra dots should be mentioned in left side, ma'am.
Extra dot, you have to pencil with?
Ma'am, the sequence of the dots, ma'am.
Yeah.
It starts from top, right, down, and left.
No, anywhere. Means it's two dots. Means properly it's sequential. What will happen? Students, how they represent, students, how they represent, I will tell you. This is not the way to represent. Make it proper symmetric. Anywhere you can show. 2. It's clear. At the two at the bottom, anywhere. And here is 1 extra. So it should not be shown circular. It is only 2 pairing has to be shown. Clear?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you scroll up?
For 3 marks, when they are asking the formation of any compound, you have to explain everything. What are the atomic number? What are the electronic configuration? How many electrons it will lose? How many electrons the other will gain? Everything you have to write down. Which Nishan needs the link?
Miss Frank H, ma'am.
Okay, wait. I will send you.
Link for the test, ma'am?
The same thing, that app.
Oh, okay.
I will send you again.
Ma'am, can you scroll down a little? Ma'am, can you scroll down?
Ma'am, we have to send the picture of the workout, ma'am, for the test.
Yes, you have to.
Okay. Ma'am, tomorrow you could have kept any science, this
No,
everything test paper, ma'am.
no tests are there tomorrow.
Tomorrow class is there?
No.
Ma'am, so tomorrow no test or class, right?
Yeah.
Ma'am, test has started, ma'am.
No. Done this one? Everyone finish?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then start maths.
So we'll log in now.